Uganda, often called the Pearl of Africa, is a land of stunning landscapes and a history as rich and complex as its vibrant culture. From powerful ancient kingdoms to a turbulent colonial past, and from the depths of dictatorship to a story of remarkable recovery, Uganda's journey is one of resilience, struggle, and enduring spirit. Today, we'll journey through time to uncover the incredible story of this East African nation, from its earliest civilizations to the bustling, modern country it is today. Our story begins long before European maps were drawn, in the heart of Africa, on the shores of the Great Lake Victoria. This was the era of powerful kingdoms, and none was more influential than the Kingdom of Buganda. The Buganda were a sophisticated society, led by their revered king, the Kabaka. Their capital, nestled among the 7 hills that would one day become Kampala, was a center of intricate politics, rich traditions, and remarkable architecture. Imagine impressive thatched-roof palaces and royal tombs, like the Kasubi tombs, a testament to a deep-rooted heritage. The kingdom's strength was built on a well-organized social structure, a powerful army, and a thriving agricultural economy. They, along with other kingdoms like Bunyoro, Untold, and Turo, created a mosaic of cultures and languages, each contributing to the region's identity. This was pre-colonial Uganda, a land governed by its own laws, customs, and kings. But the winds of change were blowing from across the seas. In the mid-19th century, the first European explorers arrived, drawn by the age-old quest to find the source of the Nile River. Men like John Hanningspeak stood in, or as they confirmed Lake Victoria as the great reservoir of the world's longest river. Their arrival marked the beginning of a new, transformative era. Following the explorers were Christian missionaries, both Catholic and Protestant, who introduced new faiths and education but also created deep religious divisions that would have lasting consequences. Soon after, commercial interests took hold. The Imperial British East Africa Company arrived, seeking to exploit the region's resources, particularly ivory. Their economic ambitions paved the way for political control. By 1894, Britain had formalized its power, declaring the region a British protectorate. The colonial administration began to reshape the land, imposing new boundaries and systems of governance. One of the most significant projects of this era was the construction of the Uganda Railway. Dubbed the Lunatic Express for its immense cost and the dangers faced by its builders, this railway was a feat of engineering that connected the interior of East Africa to the coast. It fundamentally altered trade, transport, and the very fabric of Ugandan society, binding its economic fate to the British Empire. After decades of British rule, the desire for self-determination grew stronger. The mid-20th century saw the rise of a powerful independence movement, fueled by a new generation of educated and politically active Ugandans. The dream of freedom became a reality on October 9, 1962. On that historic day, the Union Jack was lowered, and the new, vibrant flag of Uganda was raised for the first time. The atmosphere was electric with hope and celebration. The country adopted a new constitution, with the Kabaka of Buganda, Mutesa II, serving as the first president, and the charismatic Milton Obote as the first prime minister. It was a delicate political balance, an attempt to merge the old monarchies with a new parliamentary system. In these early years of independence, there was a great sense of optimism. Kampala was a blossoming, cosmopolitan city, and the nation was poised for a bright future. But the political alliance at the heart of the new government was fragile, and deep-seated tensions between the kingdoms and the central government would soon erupt, setting the stage for a dark and turbulent chapter. The optimism of independence was tragically short-lived. In 1966, the political partnership between Obote and Mutesa shattered. Obote stormed the Kabaka's palace, forcing the king into exile and abolishing the traditional kingdoms. He declared himself president and consolidated his power. This political turmoil created a power vacuum that was ruthlessly exploited. In 1971, while Obote was out of the country, the commander of the army, a charismatic but brutal officer named Idi Amin, seized power in a military coup. Initially, many Ugandans celebrated, hoping for an end to Obote's increasingly authoritarian rule. But their hopes were quickly dashed. Amin's 8-year reign descended into a nightmare of terror. His regime was marked by extreme brutality, economic collapse, and bizarre, erratic decrees. In 1972, he ordered the expulsion of Uganda's entire Asian population, who formed the backbone of the country's economy. Their businesses and properties were seized and handed over to Amin's cronies, leading to immediate economic ruin. The country became a place of fear, where secret police operated with impunity and hundreds of thousands of people were killed. Amin's rule left Uganda isolated, bankrupt, and deeply traumatized. The Pearl of Africa had lost its luster. The dark era of Idi Amin finally ended in 1979 when a combined force of Tanzanian troops and Ugandan exiles invaded and overthrew his regime. But the path to recovery was not easy. The years that followed were marked by continued political instability, civil war, and economic hardship. The country yearned for peace and a return to normalcy. That turning point came in 1986, when the National Resistance Army, a rebel group led by Yoweri Museveni, captured Kampala and established a new government. The National Resistance Movement, or NRM, promised to restore security, rebuild the economy, and bring an end to the cycle of violence. Under Museveni's long leadership, Uganda has undergone a remarkable transformation. Peace was gradually restored across the country. The economy, once in ruins, began a steady process of recovery and growth. Investors returned, infrastructure was rebuilt, and key sectors like agriculture and tourism were revitalized. Today, Uganda is a nation reborn. Kampala is once again a dynamic and bustling capital city, the economic and cultural heart of the country. The streets are alive with the energy of a youthful and entrepreneurial population. While challenges like poverty and political questions remain, the progress is undeniable. And beyond the cities, the natural beauty that first earned Uganda its nickname, the Pearl of Africa, remains as breathtaking as ever. From the snow-capped Rwenzori Mountains to the vast savannas of its national parks, home to incredible wildlife like mountain gorillas and tree-climbing lions. And of course, there is the source of the Nile at Jinja, where the mighty river begins its long journey north, a powerful symbol of life and endurance. The story of Uganda is a testament to the strength of the human spirit. It is a story of a nation that has journeyed through periods of immense greatness and profound tragedy, but has always found a way to rebuild, to hope, and to shine once more. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Uganda's history. If you found this story compelling, please like, share, and subscribe for more documentaries. See you next time.